there, welcome back. My name is Omra and this is a channel where we talk about life and everything self-improvement. So in today's video, I want to discuss practical tips that can help you to master your emotions and develop that mental toughness that you need to become a better version of yourself and to transit yourself to a better place. So in my journey of self-improvement so far, I've come to realize that mental toughness is one of the key things that we actually need as individuals in the world where we hardly have a control of what life could throw at us, how people could perceive us, and the circumstances, whether good or bad, that we are randomly going to face throughout our journey of life. As a matter of fact, mental toughness does not mean that you shouldn't have feelings or you shouldn't be empathic as a human being. Your feelings are definitely valid. It simply means that you are not operating from the place of your temporal emotions or feelings. So the plan is for you to stay grounded within yourself. As a matter of fact, when it comes to self-improvement and any self-improvement tips, it is never a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. Everybody have their own pace at which they learn and at which they grow. So I simply believe that when it comes to self-improvement, there is never really a point where you get to and you tell yourself that you have actually arrived. It has to be a continuous journey, because as long as you're breathing in and out, improving yourself is actually something that you shouldn't ever get tired of. The first thing I recommend for you to build to master your emotions and to develop mental toughness is to make peace with yourself. Now, before we can talk about building a defense against external things that can actually affect your emotions or trigger your emotions as an individual, we have to first of all tackle the ones from within, because there is this wise saying that if there is no enemy within, then the enemy outside can do little or no harm on you. Because if you cannot really find peace within yourself, then you are likely never to actually find it anywhere else. Peace is not really the absence of troubles, worries, chaos, and problems. Peace is just the state of mind whereby you can be in the midst of all those trouble and still maintain calmness of heart. We all have things that are not really going as we planned in our lives, and we have all done something in the past that we are not really proud of, and most times we can't just really help thinking about them and living in the regrets of whatever it is that's happened. But then we all know that whatever has actually happened in the past, there is actually nothing that anyone can do about whatever has happened in the past. We don't have that power. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to forgive yourself. Make peace with yourself. Make peace with what has happened. Make peace with what was supposed to happen that did not happen. Make peace with who was supposed to be there for you but isn't. What was supposed to be yours but isn't. Like, you can even change your beliefs and perspectives as you grow. Yes, there is no shame in letting go of beliefs that no longer align with who you are currently or who you are becoming. If your growth has made you begin to live in something that you have always been against, it's fine to always change. So far no one gets hurt, and so far you find peace doing it, I will just advise you that you go ahead and do it. So every experience, both the good and the bad, are what will eventually get you to where you really need to. So the thing there is for you to just learn the lesson that situation has to offer and just move ahead with your life. The second thing that is going to help you is that you should care less or nothing at all about people's opinion whenever you want to make decisions or whenever you want to live your life. Now, first off, I do not subscribe to our generation's do not judge defense mechanism when they're actually doing the wrong thing, because that particular statement alone has made a lot of adults not to be accountable and irresponsible for their actions or for their adult decisions. But then we're just talking about you living your life for people, living your life based on people's acceptance and opinions or views. As a teenager, my first job or my first exposure in life happens to be like at my place of work. Like, I was still a teenager when I got that particular job. So basically I do not really have any major life exposure or any major experience with people on the outside world. So unfortunately for me, I found myself in a group of person or in a work environment where they like, I'm always looking at their opinions, or like I just want to be on their good book. because this is the kind of environment whereby they want to control your life, they want to control your spiritual life, they want to control your social life, they want to control even your finances, they want to control everything. And I found myself trying to work in accordance to being accepted into the normal norm online environment, and it was a really toxic space for me. I was so young, yet I was scared to leave. Like, I was always walking on eggshells. I was always scared of trying new things, trying new opportunities. Like, I'm always having at the back of my mind, is are they going to accept it? Are they going to be against this, or are they going to be in support of this? Like, I wasn't really in charge of my life, and like, they had a total control over my emotions. Because one thing about this kind of thing is that whenever you give people so much power or so much charge over your life, like, they have a control over your emotions. They just know how, like, they know just the right button to press and you get triggered. My whole life turned around about a year ago. Did I sat myself down, I gave myself a nudge and was like, yo, you need to leave. And I swear that was one of the best decisions of my life. I began to live my own life on my own terms. I stopped caring about their opinions or their acceptance. Like, I was more focused on living, doing the right thing, what is right for my soul, and what is right for the humanity. I am so glad I did that, because I came to realize that life becomes much more fulfilling when you're living for just yourself and your God. So the very next helpful tip that is going to help you as an individual here is to shield yourself from toxic people. If you've been in this channel, you must have realized that I'm someone that is so big on choosing your association. Like, be conscious of the kind of environment that you are always in, because the words and the energy and the aura in wherever you are have a huge power or control over you, or over your thoughts and over your mind. Be around people that feed you with positive words, good night, kind words. Like, I usually feel that one of the best self-care tips, or one of the best self-care measures that someone can actually adopt, is being around people that feed you with positive words, being around people that give you kind words, people that are good for your soul generally. Like, people that make you feel good about yourself, about your dreams, about your ambitions, about your body, about your career, about everything, literally. Because whenever you don't really need to give people that kind of chance in your life to always have something bad to say about you, or always have something faulty to point out to you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't keep the kind of friends that can actually correct you or tell you the truth when you're not doing it right. But then I'm talking about people that have already made it a habit to always criticize you, to always want to control your emotions, want to control your opinions, like, because you're not doing this the way we are doing it, or because the way I'm doing it, you are doing it wrong. When people are always trying to criticize everything you do, maybe your career, your dream, your physique, like your physical, sometimes they're just trying to project their own fears and insecurities on you, and we end up trying to dim our lights in fear of being misunderstood in a world where people are even still struggling to understand themselves. So don't ever allow anybody to tell you that you are not enough. Don't give that kind of space or opportunity when people can be able to tell you that you're not enough in whatever thing that it is you're doing. Because even the word of God say that we are all fearfully and wonderfully made. Do you know what it means when something is fearfully made? Like, you were made with so much care, attention, so much details. So don't ever allow anybody to tell you otherwise. And you need to build the kind of self-awareness whereby you know yourself and you don't allow people to gaslight you or to project things that is not really your reality on you. Next thing that we should be aware of is that life happens. You just need to accept it. Yeah, a lot of shit happens on daily basis that we don't even have a control of. And most times life usually throw occasional surprises at us. Sometimes the surprise might be a pleasant one, sometimes it might not really be a pleasant one, and it usually throw those surprises at us using people, using love. It could be in form of our finances, it can be in our careers, whatever it is, or whatever way it is that it has thrown it at us. Sometimes those things that it throws at us has a long-term effect rather, or a short-term effect on us. But whatever it is that has happened, like I said earlier, we should just have it at the back of of our mind that it has happened already, and there is almost nothing that you can't really control the circumstances or whatever life is going to throw at you. We don't really have that control. That is, but the only thing that we have a control of is the outcome of whatever it is that has already happened. Now, how you now react to whatever it is that has happened is what will determine whether that is going to end up well or not. I've seen people that have been in very worst situation whereby you as an individual, you might even be pitying them like, oh, how is this person ever going to get out of this? And at the end of the day, you see them backs out of that in a very wonderful way. While you still see some people, maybe whatever it is that has happened does not really have that much intensity as the other person, but you will still find out that maybe because of the way they handle it, it didn't really turn out well, or it even caused more damage than the actual circumstance, or the actual thing that happened initially. It's okay to be lost, it's fine, but make sure you find yourself whenever you do so. And it's okay to feel emotions, but you should have it at the back of your mind that emotions are temporary, like the feeling of anger, the feeling of fear, the feeling of excitement, the feeling of worry, whatever it is. Emotions can always change, especially if you're an emotional person. But whatever it is that has happened, don't allow yourself to be carried away with the excitement from the pleasurable thing that has happened, and don't also allow yourself to wallow in self-pity, disgust, and regret from any negative thing that has already happened. So it's just best for you, whatever it is that has happened, it's always best that you don't need to dwell in it for too long. There is this thing I read somewhere. He said, at this point I'm talking to myself as well, he said, if you cannot solve the problem, what's need worrying about it? Why not get up and just work on it? And if you cannot really solve a problem, what's need worrying about it? If we can incorporate this into our daily self-improvement routine, I would highly recommend. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me remind you again that mental toughness doesn't mean that you don't have feelings as a human being. It simply means that you are not operating from the place of those temporal emotions. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you already subscribe, hit the like button, and leave me a comment in the comment section. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.